at the age of common sexual behavior in the young teenage years, people haven't developed the skills to think about consequences, to think about the long term, and to think about the decision in the big picture of their life. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rulla, and here we all help each other become the best versions of ourselves. Make sure to subscribe if you like this kind of content. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and let's just get right into today's video. In the past, I've done a lot of dating videos, and as you guys know, sex and dating are intertwined. You really can't discuss dating without discussing sex. And so I thought it would just make sense for me to share my views on sex. And once again, I want this to be a two-way dialogue. I really would like to hear your guys' opinions in the comments down below. I don't believe that anyone should be forced either way to either engage in premarital sex or to be forced to not engage. I think at the end of the day, it is a personal decision and it really comes down to you. But in this video, I want to talk about why I really encourage people to wait it out, not even in terms of until they get married, but until they 100% feel confident, feel comfortable, and feel connected with the person that they are going to be engaging with. If there is any sort of pressure or forcefulness or any sort of outside external influence swaying you in a certain way, then it means you're not ready. You yourself haven't solidified that confident, yes, I'm ready. There are so many pressures to engage in sex from a young age because it's something you're curious about. It's something that's a mystery. It's one of those things that's like taboo. I'm not gonna sit here and say that who you lose your virginity to is like make or break it, and if you have sex with the wrong person, it'll ruin your life. But it will have an impact on your life if you don't connect with the person that you lose your virginity to. If it doesn't last for the long term, you are gonna feel robbed in a certain way. When you are at that time in your life, when you're grown, when you're mature, when you feel that connection with someone, a powerful connection, not just a mere sexual attraction, but a deep connection, it's so much more meaningful, and it has such a greater impact on you when you're in that headspace and that environment. Sex becomes such a beautiful, healthy thing when you engage in sex at the right time. However, if you engage in sex at the wrong time, maybe when you're naive, maybe when you haven't really formed your beliefs yet, sex becomes this act that you just engage in without even really thinking about it. Sex isn't so sacred anymore, and it doesn't become as powerful because it's lost all its power. Now it's just something that everyone does. Now it's just something that everyone has experienced with you, and it doesn't end up being this thing that only you and your partner have shared. Really, sex is about the act itself. It's about the experience. And obviously that experience is heightened when it's with the right person and when it's with someone you're compatible with for the long term. I personally know that in my life, I have a certain image of what I want to achieve, and that's a monogamous, faithful, lifelong partnership with one person. A lot of the people I knew in high school who were having sex, it just became the norm. It was like, oh, okay, I'm dating this guy, so of course we're gonna have sex. It was just second nature. No extra thought was put into it. And because of that, a lot of people ended up heartbroken because once again, they aren't thinking with their heads. They're not thinking logically. They feel good in the moment and they just go for it. And they're not thinking about a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. And you guys, there is no such thing as not gaining feelings. Just the act of sharing a soul with someone in the most intimate way, you catch feelings. It really enhances all feelings that were felt before. Let's say you met someone and you were feeling uneasy about them, and there were red flags maybe, and now you have a tainted view of them. Whereas before you have sex, you're able to separate those feelings and you're able to think logically. The other thing is, what happens when we engage in all of this meaningless casual sex all of our lives, and then finally it's time to settle down and start a family and have a committed marriage? There's going to be some issues going on there, right? Because you haven't associated sex to be something meaningful, to signify a bond, to signify a union. For you, sex has just become an act of pleasure, an act of fun. It doesn't have the same effect as it does when you are engaging with someone that you love, someone that you see a life with, someone that you see your future with. So I 100% think that women should wait until they feel ready. If that's a few weeks, if that's a few months, if that's a few years, by all means, don't let anyone sway you in a certain direction. I would just use it as an example of anything in your life that you feel like is sacred. It's like a once in a blue moon type of occasion, something you don't do very often. Maybe it's going to an amusement park, getting on a roller coaster. We don't do these things every day, right? So when we do them, we have this strong attachment to those things. And I think in the same way, sex should also be something that's sacred, that's not always engaged, in with everyone. It should be reserved and saved for those special people, for those special times in our life when we really feel like this is the right time, this is the right person, there aren't any doubts and fears. I think if your partner is ever pressuring you to do something that you aren't ready for, that automatically, in my opinion, shows that it's not coming from the right place. Because I know someone who loves me, who cares about me, who wants the best for me, only is going to want me sexually when I'm feeling the same, when I'm feeling equally as strong about it. So I think nowadays, in these really young, immature relationships, that's not the case. There's a huge imbalance. There's usually someone who's like ready for it and someone who's done it, and someone who's a virgin who hasn't done it, and they feel this pull. I need to do this. I need to make them happy. I need to please them. But that's not what sex is about, you guys. Sex is not about the other person. It's about you guys coming together as one. That's overlooked. People just see it as a sexual act, as something to do. I truly do believe that casual sex isn't the most positive thing in the world. I think that sex with someone you love, with someone you feel like an absolute queen next to, I totally support sex in that way. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. As long as you are in a happy place, in a healthy place, and it's coming from you, I do believe that you should engage in sex. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your own morals, your own beliefs. And obviously, once you meet someone, hopefully they will share those same beliefs and values as well. I know, obviously, if I view sex as something that's sacred and I view sex as something that should be waited for, then I hope to find that in my partner as well. And so I just wish that whatever you guys believe in, I hope that you find someone who supports you in that, who believes in that with you guys. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Love you guys. See you soon. Mwah.